What's good? What's poppin'? It's Shady Cartier, and this is the official episode 1 of the Unknowns podcast. Give it up for me, your host, and Mobius.
John Cena.
No, sir. Listen, this is the impression. This is the first impression that you're making.
Everybody's got to know.
Yeah, that you's a wild Oreo. Anyways, thank y'all for joining us, man. Coming through. We got a wild and crazy episode for you. Just touched down with some good information for gamers. So if you are a gamer, this episode is definitely for you. Let me do a much better introduction than that. Listen. Mobius is my brother. He's my brother. He's my first brother. He's my right hand. Like, if I go commit the crimes, like, this guy got my alibi. Do you understand? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're two very different people. But hopefully y'all vibe with that, you know what I'm saying? Because we got some pretty crazy opinions. But one thing that never fails, man, is we love our video games. Like, straight up.
Correct.
That's what we do. That's what we've been doing from a young age. Like, shout out to the 90s. It was lit. So, without further ado, is there anything you want to say to the people?
I'm gonna slam EA into the ground, so that's just a disclaimer. But we got some dates coming up for you guys from the next consoles. What are we looking at? The next PlayStation, when's that drop?
PlayStation 5, the launch date, the drop date?
Projected drop date.
Drum roll, please. There is no drum roll. There is no sound. Listen, November 20th. Straight to it, November 20th. That's the date, I guess, projected, you said. So, stack your money up. I don't even know how much it costs. We still don't even know how much it costs.
The fives. Every time it's generally around the fives. It's decent PC quality. You can build a pretty decent PC with that. But your PC
for the same amount of money?
Yeah, you can build a pretty
not
good PC.
Build one.
If you got one. No, because it's not. It wouldn't be the same.
So, them Alienwares is like 2 stacks, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's because you bought it pre-made. If you build it yourself, you can get equal or better grade parts.
I don't know nothing about that. If you know anything about that, hit us on Instagram, man. Check us out. You already know. Comment, drop your information, let us know what you think. All right, well, I don't know. I used to be into the PCs real heavy. I'm not, really into it as much. I still be trying to get my Sims on, but that should take so many hours of your life.
I'm on Green Team Xbox, when that date drop.
Yes. It's a holiday 2020, and so I figure if PlayStation 5 is doing November, I think either Xbox is going to match it and do that, that Thanksgiving, that end of November, or they going to do that Christmas, you know what I'm saying? And just let it blow up for that Christmas and that New Year's. Like, get that check, like, after the fact. Like, wait till the last possible second to drop. Like, just watch PlayStation show their hand and go above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do.
Well, they're trying to one-up each other.
Always. That's what I'm saying.
It's with everything that's been going on. So everybody remembers when Xbox did the DVR thing, and then Sony did the mic drop and was like, you can literally give your friend your game and play it, and everybody just was like, oh my god. So then Xbox turned around and was like, Master Chief Collection, 1 terabyte hard drive, and then PlayStation didn't really have anything that year. and then Xbox dropped the mic, and it was great. So now here we are.
Xbox fanatics.
Yeah. Yeah, here we are, and Xbox is waiting to see how PlayStation does it. I think the next couple months will really tell how things will go, because the not E3 conference that Microsoft had put out was disappointing at best with the Halo
Wow.
Infinite reveal, and yeah, people are not very excited. So
Wow.
the edge right now goes to PlayStation, I think. And this is my best educated guess.
I mean, I think it's just smart to drop afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let them show their hand and then come from deep, come from the cut. So I'm with it. All right. And that was, that's what we had. Other current events in gamer news. Wow, pretty crazy right here. So people out here getting checks. They out here flipping switches. What? Flipping switches?
Flipping switches.
Flipping switches. Yeah, so I heard like people are buying up all the switches. I mean, they're probably buying up like PlayStation, Xbox too, but whatever. Like somebody's buying up all the switches to the point where you can't even get no more switches. Like what's going on? Like what's going on? As soon as I heard that shit, I was like, I'm gonna go get me one. Then I got online and they was like, yeah.
Gone.
I mean, no, not even. But all the sellers were like, there's only one or two left, and I'm like, first of all, this is probably a scam. Like, or a scheme, or like I'm aware that this is something that they do to like get you to try to buy something. So
yes,
but the fact that they're raising the price, like that's the issue.
Demand.
Like it's COVID out here. Like I get it, you could make a few extra dollars, bro, but that's not lit, bro. If it's $400, bro, then stop. Why you selling it for $500-$600, bro?
The demand is,
and then it's been out. For how long the Switch been out, and they still selling them for $400?
Well, it's the same as any Call of Duty. Like you, 4 years old, and it's still $60. So
we not gonna get into that yet.
No, but what I mean by that is like, because I needed a new controller forever now. The ones I have, the ones Uncle gave me, the ones I bought. I game hard. Yeah. But I game hard, and my thumbsticks are killing me because the little rubber pads are gone. I rub them into the ground.
I bought covers. You don't. You just ain't get no covers.
I never use them. You talking about the little top cover stick thing?
Yeah, like I bought the skull ones because I think I'm so cute.
I'm trying to. Oh no!
I would have gave you like the pink one. You could have snatched that one off.
Anyway, so the point is, it's old anyway, so I still need one, but.
The point is the price ain't go down.
The price has gone
up.
By $20, $30, $40.
And they not doing shit special. And they not doing nothing special. Not even a little.
Because the demand is super high. Everybody's suddenly a gamer. You can't leave for 3 or 4 months at a time. Guess I'm about to. We got Netflix. We got Hulu. Get your preferred provider. Cut your cable probably, and then get this gaming in. And that's what's happening.
COVID. It's crazy. People getting checks off COVID, like, that's obviously a current event news thing that's happening.
Amazon
but people, Bezos getting paid. Whatever. We not gonna get into that. Friend. Shout out to everybody we don't bang with. Shout out to all ninjas and brownies. You already know.
Oreos.
You already know. Now, even though we talk about gaming, this is the Everything Black Experience podcast now, okay? So that's what we got to get into, you know what I'm saying? We gave you the subject, we gave you a little bit of tea, and now we got to get into it, like,
Wait,
I'm a gamer.
We got to do a proper introduction, though.
What proper introduction?
So, it's the proper Black experience, but, so who are you? Just a brief summary.
Dang, in the Black experience?
Yes.
I don't even know what to say because I don't want to say nothing crazy. Like, I'm a smooth gangster. Like, I don't know. With no gang members. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you call that person? Al Capone. I don't know. I don't know about his gang. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
She's the OG out here.
Yeah, sure. I'm the OG and you the Oreo.
I'm the Oreo.
We're not going to get into this. Listen, we're not going to get into that right now. This episode is about gaming. And so I want to try to, like, every episode incorporate a question. Sometimes I may forget. Sometimes I might just be like, let us know whether you bang with us or not. And that's the flipping question. But officially on episode 1, okay, we've been talking about this for days. And it just was like, look, this is just going to have to be the number 1 episode, okay? So we starting off like this. Okay, hit us on the Instagram. Unknowns. You're going to replace the O's with a 0 and replace the S with a 5. And it's the unknowns on Instagram. Drop us a line and let us know. The fan question for this episode is, what games did you grow up on?
Mario Kart.
Okay, so hold on. Okay. Yes, both wholesome games. And then what games did you grow up on where you was like, I don't know what my parents was thinking.
I should not be playing this
I should not be playing this game. Like, cause that's how we gonna get into the topic. Like, so let's keep it real, of course. Mario Party. Hold on, let's start from the gangster shit. Let's start from the real OG shit.
The first Grand Theft Auto. How come that didn't make the list? The first Grand Theft Auto. Me and my cousin.
Hold on. How about this? How about this was the first Grand Theft Auto? When you was a youngin' and you was a G. And you love Mario Kart, and you went over your friend's house and you stole their Nintendo 64 games. That was the first Grand Theft Auto. There was no auto involved. No. But that was the first gamer addict Grand Theft right there.
Did I do that, or are you just referencing somebody in general?
I think you may have stole the game from Tyrone. Shout out to Tyrone. Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? You can find us. We rich and we famous now off the podcast. We got millions by the time that you listen to this. Listen, shout out, man. Listen, that shit crazy.
That man in years.
But no, let's get on the list, man. Let's get on the list. You said it. The hit. Mario Kart.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Okay, because we talking about wholesome games. You know what I'm saying? Wave Racer, Cruising World. What Kirby, whatever the little Spiral the Dragon. I don't think that was a wholesome game. I don't think that was a wholesome game. I don't care. I just said wholesome game. Period. Yeah, I know that ain't wholesome.
So,
nope.
Crash Bandicoot?
That ain't wholesome.
Anthropomorphized dogs fighting bad guys. Crash is cool. They made Naughty Dog made both of them. They're fairly safe. Fairly safe.
It's a little weird though. But like, all I'm saying is like there was some wholesome games that we grew up on. Uno. But we not talking about that. Like we ain't talking about that. But definitely
you can play power cards at the end. Uno the company officially was like, you can't do that to end the game, and everybody knows you can. You're messing it up. You're messing up the flow, Uno.
Oh, God. We love you, Uno. Shout out to you can actually raise your kids the right way if you tried and put effort in. But there's a lot of people who prefer to just let video games raise their child. And this one's for you. And you and you and you. And fuck those parents. Okay. And now let's talk about what happened when our parents was getting lit. What games was we playing?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal mother flipping Kombat. Actually, dang, he named the one specifically that we had growing up because I didn't know that. Yes, Sub-Zero Mythologies. Wow. It was like his fake backstory. Like, that John was lit. That John was lit, but it was hella hard. Like, we could never beat that John. Like, seriously, it was so ridiculous. Yeah. Okay.
Duke Nukem 64.
Oh shit.
With the inverted controls. Holy crap.
You just brought me back, bruh. Like
control.
No.
You could not change them
until you learn how to change them.
You couldn't change them.
I killed myself.
It was.
Do I got Duke Nukem over there?
I might.
Whatever. I downloaded that joint on the PC and basically beat that joint. I was too serious about my Duke Nukem. I definitely was playing it on PC. Like it was not a game. Oh yeah, and I got it on the. They put it on the Xbox anyway.
Let's
go Xbox.
Duke Nukem 3D, I think, as opposed to 64.
Yeah, and that's the one. I mean, that's the one. It had more. There's definitely different. It definitely had wilder boards.
Out here.
That joint was lit. It was definitely inappropriate. Perfect Dark.
Which wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible, but it was just. I guess I could only say it was like inappropriate because children shouldn't maybe know about or have anything to do with espionage. But like
Metal Gear.
I don't know. It just I don't know. It was like a secretly dark, a secretly wild game because
it was wild as hell.
Based on the conversation we had yesterday,
well, my boy Elvis said.
Shout out to Elvis. Shout out 51, to aliens.
The raid on Area 51. We got them aliens.
Right. The raid on Area 51 been happening since when did Perfect Dark come out? I'm just going to throw a number out there. 1996. I'm just going to throw numbers out there. I don't know. Shout out to 007.
Hey.
More fucking wild shit. Come on, man.
That was more grounded espionage. Perfect Dark was like, we're gonna do the same thing, make it a girl.
It's a girl, yeah. Like, in that, it was empowering. I'm not gonna fake it. Like, that was empowering. Mm-hmm. That was very cool. That was empowering.
Joanna Dark.
Wrestling games. Now, we didn't own any wrestling games.
WWE.
Yeah.
Super slot.
Whatever. This is annoying. Our mother never bought us no WWE games, but apparently, like, all of our friends always had it, and like it was like either you gotta be lit and play this fighting game.
You done playing Mario Party? All right, we getting down on some WWE.
Oh my goodness! See, you just brought it back to the wholesome games, flipping Mario Party. I'm telling you, you could raise your kids right. It's like racist in a very odd way because I never saw an Italian plumber before, and we had a conversation about that. Like, that's weird, but like I'm with it. And then Battle Tanks was a valid game that we had, and
Battle Tanks has a special place in my heart. But it's violent in that you're actively using weapons of war to attack other people who also have weapons of war.
Yes.
There's a nuke involved. You're capturing the Queen Lords, which is basically one step away from capturing the babes in Duke Nukem, except they're just like heads.
Yeah, I forgot about the babes.
The babes. And then nukes, more nukes, and nuke deployed. And that's more or less it. Civil War in America. Civil War and more violence. And then, yes, Battle Tanks. The second one gets somewhere else, going on to some Perfect Dark levels of what's happening here, but...
you're pretty much kind of rounded off, bringing it into, where I'm trying to go with this. And so, I guess it's just crazy, like, to sit back and look at it like, okay, you got the wholesome games, but then you have the games that are inherently violent. Like, so when I say, like, what's wrong with these games, I guess the violence is the biggest thing. But and then even when we look at violence, there's, what we were talking about, the different levels of acceptable violence. So you go ahead and, get into that. Like, cartoon violence is acceptable violence.
Fortnite, for not limited to just games, but Fortnite is gaming. That's the most popular cartoony violence game out right now. Like Rayman, a couple other ones. For TV, that's like Ed, Ed and Eddie, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes. Very imitatable cartoon violence.
Right, and I was going to say, like, even looking at the difference between the two, Fortnite, there's violence and death, like you're using weapons in there.
Oh yeah.
And Eddie, these are like cartoons, and Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes. I don't think it was like anybody died, like Kenny died, like
no.
You got bashed up, and then you always,
that's straight violence.
You came back before the end of the episode. Well, yeah, there's no
Park
blood.
That is absolute violence.
Yeah, I know that was a little extreme, guys. My bad. That was a little extreme. That was a little off the list. But even between those, like, nobody died, and so that kind of gets into the, because that's what I was saying. Like, I don't necessarily feel like this violence is acceptable at all for children 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 to be watching. Like, not at all.
Talking about South Park?
Oh, well, definitely not no damn South Park, but even in Eddie and Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes, because it's showing like negativity and pain, like hurting people, doing stupid shit, making bad decisions, even though they not dying. Even though they not dying, it's still violent.
Well, like, so the absence of death doesn't mean that it's not inherently violent, and roughly
Exactly.
Like, it's cartoon violence, mischief. You know, some games have that rating. The E for everyone is like cartoon mischief. You know, you could chalk up Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes to mischief because it's animals, so not people interacting with other ones. You could if you wanted to explain it, you could be like, oh, it's an animal kingdom or whatever.
I like that. I didn't think about it like that.
For Looney Tunes, it would be cartoon violence because there are actual people involved. Yosemite Sam's got firearms. Elmer Fudd's got firearms. By the way, they're redoing Looney Tunes, but the company that's doing it now has removed all firearms from the show. And that was coming off of when they were first making it. It was right after, I think, Sandy Hook and a couple other... one of several mass shootings, and they were like, we don't want anything to do with that.
I mean, it's a sensitive subject.
Yeah. So getting back to games, then there's South Park, which is just straight violence. It's not cartoony in any way.
Well, in the South Park game that joint was lit. You killing people with snowballs, killing people with pissy snowballs. You got toy guns. You shooting darts. Like.
If there's no blood,
shout out to South Park.
If there's no blood, any game,
the game,
shite,
not the show.
Yeah, if there's no blood in your game, it can be summed up to incapacitated or defeated or knocked out, and some games get around that with that like.
Oh yeah.
So you can get away with some stuff, even if it's just straight like, yo, this is.
But it's still, it's still the point though. There's non-violent violence. The non-death, and it's still being violent, and it's still being negative, and it's still being. Okay, listen. This is what we really talking about, man. This shit is brainwashing your kids. Like what's really going on here? Like, what is the message that when you sit your child in front of the Disney Channel, like what is the message that you think they're getting? Like when you sit your child down in front of Ed and Eddie, like it's not just, oh, this is hilarious entertainment. Like this shit is tomfoolery. This shit is fucking for idiots. Like they're doing idiot things in the show.
Well, in their defense, I watched a lot of Ed and Eddie growing up.
I whoop your ass.
Hated.
That's why your ass was in the car with Jackass.
I was about to say, so that was the adolescent before teenager to early 13, 14, 15. That was the answer to before Jackass. If the Eds grew up and there was an episode about them growing up, it would be Steve-O from Jackass and Johnny Knoxville, and I guess Rab himself or Steve, any of the other guys from Jackass. Like that's who they would grow up to be essentially, and I loved it. It was.
Yeah, no, hilarious and annoying. So I get it. There's the happy thoughts, there's the good memories. That's not what I'm talking about here, guys. We're here to get deep and dark and down into the rabbit hole, baby. Like I already told you, we this is everything black. This is the real black experience. And for me, the real black experience is trying to be super conscious about what's really going on in the world. Like I really feel like growing up in the United States, growing up in the county I grew up in, going to a predominantly black school, that this shit ain't for me. This shit ain't for me. Like, I don't know who they designed it for. I don't know who they set it up for. But they didn't set it up for Shady Cartier. And they didn't set it up for the type of person that my mother raised me to be. It's honest, non-judgmental, prayerful, that's the type of person that my mother raised me to be, bro. And everything I learned is basically, that's not the path that we going down. So let me just sum it up when we go down the list of the negative video games we played in regard to the violence, because we were trying to find exceptions to the rule. And so the closest exceptions we found so far is Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes. Those are animals. Ed and Eddie, I mean, whatever.
Mischief.
It's lighthearted mischief entertainment, but I wanted to examine when we flip the script and we look at the negative games, like, who are we aiming the violent behavior at? And I meant to say, Google the statistic of, I saw this shit in the movie. It was like, how many violent movies or shows does a child watch by the time they're like 18 years old or something?
All of them.
Like, I know, right? All of them. Like, I don't know how this shit go. Like, how many movies or how many shows. Like, I don't know how the question was staged. But the point was that by a very young age, like, even by like 10, 11, 12 years old, like, your child has seen so much violence.
Terminator 2.
Oh my gosh, Terminator was lit.
1.
You were obsessed with Terminator, so that would be psychotic if that question was asked to you and you were hooked up to a machine that could, like, real live get
Start
the real
singing the third Terminator 2 song.
No, nigga. That's going real live get how many times you done watched that movie out your brain, bro. Like, mad violent, 17 years old. I want only the best violence. Throw a Terminator. Like, all right, listen. So the question is, where's the violence being aimed at in the video games that we grew up on? Because at least we got enough sense to not go out here and just shoot random people. And I don't know. I've had that opportunity. I don't know about you. And we're both gun owners, by the way. Let's make that abundantly clear. Or I'm a past tense, but a gun owner. But
my coworker was the same as you. Had the same. Has
what, a high point rifle?
Mm-hmm.
Clown. That junk is trash too.
Hey,
I told him that gun is trash. Like, you gotta pull a little thing, and that junk is tiny. Like, I'm not with it. Like,
anyway.
Shout out to High Point Rifles. Psych. That was the worst. That was my first rifle. It was the worst rifle. Then I had a revolver. I think it was a Smith & Wesson.
Uncle Joe says get a shot.
And then I had some type of pistol. I don't remember anymore. I have to Google it.
Small pistols. Sorry, what was your question?
Oh, well, I mean, we already summarized it, but it was what type of violence, or where was the violence aimed at in the games that we grew up on?
Nah.
So, Mortal Kombat, it was aimed at
adults.
No, nigga. This ninja is annoying. Like, how many J's did you hit, brother?
None.
Exactly. Thank you. Answer the question. Mortal Kombat, the violence was aimed toward non-humans and demons. That's what we determined. Not outer realm. Human versus other. Exactly. And so that was cool. It was human versus other. It was, the hope for humankind and the world and the earth.
Get off my plane.
And that's, like, slightly acceptable. I feel like at this point we're just making excuses for our parents. So good job. Shout out to Mom. Hopefully you're not at all listening to this. Okay, Duke Nukem.
Aliens.
Flippin' aliens. That is who we were going to kill and murder on that game. And that was pretty cool. Like, I'm with that. Like, that was awesome. I loved it. It was okay. Like, I think it was like half naked ladies on there.
Oh, yeah.
And he, like, cursed all the time and said inappropriate things. I feel like other than that though, like, I'm with Duke Nukem.
Wait. Unrelated. So the dude who voices Duke Nukem became... He's a
ninja. Unrelated. In unrelated news. Yes, please tell me. Please.
He can marry people now. He recently became a... What do you call it? What is to marry people? Like
a magistrate.
Yes. I think it's John St. John or something. He became a magistrate. You can now be wed by Duke Nukem himself. It's amazing.
That is ridiculous. All right. Thank you. In the worst unrelated news ever. Perfect Dark. Joanna Dark was a like secret agent woman in the where the fuck was that? Like, was that British intelligence? Like,
did she have a British accent?
No,
I don't remember.
It's Joanna.
Yeah.
Joanna.
I don't know if she was British intelligence, but an agent of
an agent of the world,
yes.
Of the world government that speaks English,
Yes.
and ends up like teaming up with aliens in the end of the video game, which completely flipping threw me all. Shout out to Elvis.
I need to look up that game because I don't know who the bad guys were.
Like, we are very confused. We beat that game. We are very confused.
Shout out to Rare for holding it down in the 90s, putting console shooters on the map.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Good Gaming Systems, man. Few and far between. Shout out to Unreal Tournament Engine.
Go.
Love y'all, man. 007. Okay.
British espionage versus the world.
Yeah. You were the feds. Either way, you were the feds, and you were doing secret mission. You were the feds, but you were like the best fed undercover agent. You was the best. Everybody wanted to be 007. That game was so lit.
Unless you were Oddjob.
Nintendo 64 was so fucking lit. You're annoying. Okay. Wrestling. We already went over there. The bad guy was senseless violence, senseless fighting.
Well,
it was. I mean, to me, it was about pride. Yeah. Okay. Fine. It's a sport.
So
it's a sport. So sports, because competitive. So sport. I mean, it being a sport made the violence acceptable, and that like whatever the fuck, like that's ridiculous. But whatever. You got any more to say about that? I feel like it's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Like,
well, I mean, like
boxing,
wrestling,
like
getting outside of the wrestling fake mentality. It's at like high school wrestling teams. It's a sport, so you know it's not limited to just wrestling because you've got kickboxing, you've got boxing, you've got MMA. Some of it is violence for the sake of violence.
It is violence for the sake of violence.
Like
it's a soap opera.
Soap. Yeah.
Opera. It's
Opera?
a soap.
Opera. Well, that's wrestling the WWE style, but like MMA
fine.
And generally all the other fighting styles.
Kickboxing,
boxing.
But here's my thing: are children allowed at MMA? Because I saw this dude get his leg bent back. Shout out to Silva.
Dude.
Like, come on, man. Like,
I'm pretty sure.
Come on. And like, so this what I'm remembering, like when Mankind was wrestling. I'm remembering table ladders and chairs. Like, I'm remembering, like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Like, people are bleeding. This is real live people bleeding. Real live people bleeding.
Which happens in sports. I mean, you watch baseball and the dude gets hit by a 100-mile fastball, you know. Yeah, it's probably gonna have some bleeding, whether internally or otherwise, and it's not fun.
But they keep it more. It's cleaner. Their demise is
hockey.
It's crispy and cleaner. Okay, except hockey. That's a really great example. So we have the extremely violent sports that. Come on. Here's my thing. If we're gonna justify video games and cartoons and say that violence is acceptable because it's on TV. How do you justify violence in sports and bringing them to see that shit in person?
Because you got it. It's all with context, you know.
Entertainment.
Good context or bad context.
What does entertainment really mean?
But let's get back on track with the video.
No, that was perfect. We on track. Like that shit is sick. It's sick, bro. It's sick. That's why we here, y'all. The Unknown Unknowns podcast. That's why we here. To get to the nitty gritty. Like, listen, and I ain't no better than nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, we partake. Like, we partake.
Definitely.
But you gotta be conscious. That's all I want y'all to do is be conscious in our brown community. We can't just fall for anything and stand for anything as well. Because if you don't know what you're standing for, you definitely standing for anything. Because there's a lot of people who swear up and down that they not falling, but so they standing. But then what are you standing for? And then if you can't even answer that question sensibly, well, then that's where we at. Anyway, whatever. My bad. I ain't mean to preach y'all up. So anyway, I just pointed out, like, it just kind of blew my mind. Like, at least in those games, I guess I can say that we grew up on, at least. I know there's a million other games out there that it wasn't like one-on-one, like, human violence. And so I could appreciate that and kind of be grateful for that. I think it definitely shaped, who we are.
Well, that was Mom.
Yeah.
That was specifically Mom. And
that
we shouldn't have had Mortal
until
Kombat,
we left.
Until
we left at home, too. But that was like, that's freaks, though. That's freaks and weirdos.
Like,
you ain't had no magic.
Game that we should not have had access to.
That game.
Mortal Kombat.
I don't know. It was just weird. Like, I would never. It wasn't a human. It was, to me, it was horrific. And for that, we should not have had access to it.
Yeah.
The demons and the other realms and the...
No, I'm talking about
to me, it's the same. Yeah. Oh, yes. The gore and the violence. But I'm saying, yeah, the horror part of it. The gore, the horror. Yeah. Same thing. The horror. Like, that should have... Like, that, that's definitely not something that we should have had. But, I mean... I don't know. Should I do the poem or should I get straight to the deep? Let's get straight to the... Go deep? All right, listen, y'all. So, when we was talking about this, there's a game that I love. I actually took a hiatus from it. Shout out to Red Dead Redemption 2, man. The gameplay, the moral gameplay. Shout out to your moral game. Shout out. Stupid ass Spec Ops, The Line.
Spec Ops, The Line, Mass Effect. Yeah.
Like, shout out to games that have a moral compass. Because that shit really leave you fucked up playing the game, wanting to be, I mean, if you're like anything like me, wanting to be the most fucked up person you could be, but the game had you fucked up like, well,
renegade for life.
I guess I'll just be nice sometimes. I mean,
Shepherd.
I don't want to look like the worst fucking person ever to an algorithm. Like, that shit is ridiculous. Ain't nobody, like, who gives is like zero fucks. You know what I'm saying? So.
Dead.
But I was caught up with that game for months and months and months. And now I just got back into, and it's so crazy, I just got back into playing my game that I'm about to shit all over.
Go.
When I said shit all over, I thought you was going to say EA. Something about EA Sports. I just thought you was just going to say, fuck EA Sports. Like, something. I just thought you was going to say something. Don't ruin it for me.
Okay,
I gave you a whole fucking 6 seconds of silence. Y'all heard that shit. This shit is not rehearsed. We are live. This shit is uncut. Like, we getting straight into it.
I can't say that and then not just go in on them. So I'm waiting.
Bruh, this guy, this disgruntled guy, sip your water and pretend it's vodka. This disgruntled guy is hilarious. Anyway, so what I want to get into, the real nitty gritty of the topic, like, I'm trying to be moralistic. I'm trying to do things the right way. I love this fucking game. First of all, the journey to being better is fucking hard. So shout out to anybody that's trying to be better. I'm still a sinner. And I'm still trying to do better each and every day. But listen, I'm addicted to my video game. I'm addicted to my Xbox, baby. I love it. And I love zombies. Come on. Like, it's hard. Like, it's taking me forever to, like, just spit it out of my mouth. I love Call of Duty Zombies. I don't even fuck with the campaign. I had Mobius beat the campaign for me. Like, if we gonna be 100,000, shout out to whoever did the campaign. Who gives a fuck? I never played it. Like, like I'm gonna be a million with y'all. I literally got Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 3. I'm really not spending no money after that. Like, dead ass. And the whole purpose of having those games is so I can play zombies.
Mason, what are the numbers?
What are those fucking numbers? And so the thing that really blew my mind, or blew my mind, because this shit is like, how old at this point? Like, I'm talking about Black Ops 3, right? I'm talking about zombies. And what is the free game that they give you? Shout out to anybody on Instagram who answers this question or just randomly sends me the answer to this question. Because it's not like we're posting that shit up there. Like, we are not Instagram fanatics. But we might be. If you hit us on Instagram, we might be. Anyway, the point is, fucking Shadows of Evil. That's what I'm talking about. Shadows of Evil. Now, I just found out yesterday when we were talking about this that Broski never even played this shit. So, I'm definitely going to try to get him on there, like, just to see what I'm talking about, because I really want him to understand, and I feel like it's very unfair, but also it gives us, like, that dynamic in the discussion we're about to have, because he has no fucking clue what I'm talking about. And so another thing I wanted to tell you is, we're definitely going to have to come back to these subjects. Like, maybe I would love in, like, the second season to have, like, a real like game developer or game designer, like somebody who's in the shit, and come back and ask them, like, what do they think about the coding side of the games, because that's what this shit is really about. It's about programming, brainwashing. Like, what is the purpose of video games for real? Because when we think about it, we going into the store and we're, or in the store or in your app, in your mind, in your brain, and you're thinking, I'm looking for what? I'm looking for entertainment. I'm looking to skip out on reality and bullshit. And so, like, again, entertainment. But my question is, what is entertainment? What is entertainment? What does it really mean? And I mean, come on, bro. You got anything on that?
Are we talking about Webster's dictionaries?
Oh, I'm about to give you Oxford's definition, I guess.
Both?
But I mean, off the top of the dome, or what do you think or feel about the word entertainment? Yeah.
If this was several years ago, it would have been anything that you enjoy.
Nice.
But now there's a lot of money involved with things trying to get your attention. And so entertainment has become corrupted into something else. But hit me with that Oxford dictionary.
Capitalism, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, so the Oxford entertainment definition: the action of providing or being provided with amusement or enjoyment. An event, performance, or activity designed to entertain others. The action of receiving a guest or guests and providing them with food and drink. The turn up is absolutely real in entertainment. And so this we ain't even get to it. Merriam-Webster says amusement or diversion provided especially by performers. Okay, now we're getting closer. Something, the B definition is something diverting or engaging, such as 1, a public performance, or 2, a usually light comic or adventure novel.
Not limited to, but yeah, okay.
Okay, so I always tell people when I'm talking to them, the words that you say may not have the same meaning as the words that I say. The way I move may be differently from you. My definition of loyal and friendship may be something completely different to you, and I'm understanding. I just need to understand so I can decide whether I'm with it or I'm not. But you can't just suppose that someone understands exactly what you're saying when you say it, because all of the words have multiple meanings,
Context.
especially in America. Yes, context is extremely important, but not even just the context, because if you don't know both meanings of a word, you wouldn't even understand the context or where somebody's coming from. And it'll just sound like they trying to be smart and they talking big, because at the end of the day, the real root of the definition, the real negative, sometimes I like to say it's a negative and a positive to the words. The real point is the B side of the definition, something diverting or engaging. And that's the problem with what I'm about to get into. The dictionary.com definition says, entertainment definition, the act of entertaining, agreeable occupation for the mind or diversion, period. Come on. I'm taking your mind away. The point is I'm going to help you run away from the world. I'm going to help you run away from your problems. You going to run away from reality. Shout out to Lincoln Park. Shout out to Chester.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Big Chester. But I mean, come on, y'all. Listen, it's episode 1, and I'm gonna let you know right now. When I get in my rants, I get deep into the hole. He be having to pull me out. I be getting deep, because I'm telling you, like, this shit is not a game. Did you know what the definition of entertainment really was? Hit us on the IG and let us know. Like, did you know? Did you know? Like, everybody know when, because you doing the action. But I'm talking about the understanding of the word and what it really means and what it's really here and put here for you to do. It's not here to make you a better person. It's not here to make you stronger. It's not here to make you smarter. It's here to put you on blast. It's here to exploit the people who are doing it in sports and entertainment. It's here to, come on. Come on, it's all about manipulation, and now we about to get even worse.
Yes, but no.
Playing
devil's advocate here.
Listen, there's the people who got the creative energy, and they come off the top of the dome and out of their heart with the creative energy. We not talking about those people at all. Shout out to those people. Shout out to artists and musicians that can't help but express themselves and be different, not them. I'm talking about the people who ain't got no creativity, the record label execs that write the nigga who wrote the, shout out to the ninja, the white ninja, and this is for fuckery sakes. This is the fuckery you ain't shit shout out to the creator of 360 Deal. Shout out to them. You're a fucked up person. You're a fucked up person. Real live 360 Deals. Like, that person ain't got no talent. That's why I'm going to hire you, the one with the talent. I got a whole bunch of money. I done robbed, stolen, killed somebody. I might not even have no money. Shout out to the 13 families. I might not even have no family, no money. I'm doing this off credit right now. And so I'm buying you and your name, and I'm developing you, and then I'm going to give you all this money, and then I'm going to make you pay me back. And oh, by the way, I own you. I own your music. I own your name. And if you ever decide that you don't like the short end of the stick that I'm giving you, then what?
You can suck it.
Yeah, man. Tina Turner. You could call yourself something else. That was the illest shit about the Tina Turner shit. He beat her ass, raped her while they was married. And then when she finally got her vagina balls up, when she got her titty balls up and decided, I ain't gonna take this shit no more, I'm the shit, I'm Tina Turner, I'm the shit, he took her to court for her name. Because her name was Anime something else. And he gave her that name. Of course, the last name was from them being married. So she was like, shit, just give me just Tina, nigga, that shit.
That sounds like Ashton Kutcher.
Like,
I forgot his real name, but they were like, yeah, Ashton. Your name is Ashton now. Now he's Ashton Kutcher.
Wow, they was just like, fuck it. Well, like that, but that shit is absolutely crazy. Like, it's those type of people that'll take everything from you. And so I feel like a lot of these game developers who are not making games just for the fun of it out their heart, like
Not
it,
indie
it,
developers.
it's hard. Like, I don't even know where to find those people at, because when you playing a game and you've been playing it for years and years and you think it's about fun, and you come to find out that it's about something else, like, that's why I'm really disturbed at. Like, that's why I'm really disturbed. So let's get in it. Let's get into Shadows of Evil. Let's get into the brainwashing. Let's get into the, we talked about it yesterday, and as far as like the non-religious side, it was like, okay,
Explain to him what Shadows of Evil is.
oh fuck, I don't even, like,
Just
I can't
for
even
shorthand.
for shorthand, I don't even know where to start. For anybody who's never played a Black Ops, Call of Duty, you really need to go watch a YouTube video, because I really don't even know what to tell you. Like, I played the zombie games because the premise of, like we went over the other games from the past, the premise of the game is like, I'm a human and you're the Walking Dead, and you want to eat my brains. Like, it should be as simple as that. Why do I have a gun? Why is it acceptable for me to shoot you? Why is this violence acceptable? Because you're dead. I'm alive. All of this makes very wonderful sense. I've been playing these games for fucking years. They on like the 4th, 5th, 6th fucking Call of Duty with different versions of zombies. Like Call of Duty 3, I banged with it outside of this first free board. And that was another thing that threw me off, as the board is free. Anyway, let's get into it. So there's 4 main characters in the board. One is I think they're supposed to represent like the different sins, and like one is like lust, and one is
You talking about the
greed.
city one? The one in the
Yeah,
city?
that's Shadows of Evil.
Okay.
So Shawty
I hate that place.
is greed. No, the magician is greed. That's why he killed his wife, for the money. The boxer is, I don't know,
Wrath, maybe?
wrath, something violent. And because he killed the guy to get rich too, so that's fucking greed too. And then one dude was lust. Was it the shawty? She was like a stripper or a dancer or something. Like, it, first of all, they're making fun of, and not making fun of, I feel like it's making fun of by using it as a source of entertainment and not allowing people to have the true level of understanding of what's going on. But they're literally using, 4 of the 7 deadly sins, and these characters represent it. But that's not something that's blatant. That's something that you would have to look up. You would try to understand. Within this game, you're starting off in the city. It's old school. It looks really, really cool and interesting. And then it's like you've been thrown here because you've committed a sin, and you're in a realm and dimension now that nobody, sort of like purgatory, that like everybody else is gone and it's just you 4 now, and you're here, and the only way to get out of here is to do rituals. In order to do the rituals, you're gonna have to find the artifacts, the keys. You're gonna have to do literal ritual, find all the things you need. You're gonna have to bring them to an altar. You're gonna have to do a sacrifice. You're gonna have to do several sacrifices. You're gonna have to unleash something. In this game, you have a familiar. If anybody is familiar, that's so funny, with witchcraft, then a familiar is an animal or a species of something that is there to assist you or facilitate. Your familiar in this game is a beast. Okay. So even though you may not like the beast is ugly, you may think the beast is weird and you're not particularly into the beast is your familiar, because when you're about to die, or your teammate is about to die, or they go down, you are able to use the beast, turn into the beast, summon the beast, become a part of the beast to unleash a superior part of yourself in order to save your teammates. Not only does it go, it goes farther. So in the zombie games, you're playing and you're shooting, and all the other versions of the game, And oh shit, I just remember Black Ops 2 with the damn witches
I didn't play Black Ops 2.
buried. Anyway, we're not gonna get into that. Where was we at?
Familiars and things after
Oh
that.
man. Okay. So the beast is the familiar, right? Okay. So after you do all of these ceremonies in the witchcraft, there's a level in the game. In each Black Ops game, there is a pack-a-punch machine, not necessarily a level. There's a point where you need to unlock it and things that you need to do to unlock it. And so you need to get to this pack-a-punch machine. In this board, oh, by the way, I'm sorry. If you've never played the game before, it levels up your weapon. And so, you got like an AK-47 and now you have an AK-47, but it shoots bigger and faster, and now you have more bullets. But then you pack a punch it again, and now it's a wonder weapon where it does something extreme, like summons a zombie or possesses a zombie that kills other zombies, or spawns a gun that shoots fireworks and bullets. Like several really cool things. That's really cool. All of that is nice, but in the game Shadows of Evil, you have to do several rituals and kill some ugly beast and like all this crazy witchcraft shit. Like that is the point. I'm not trying to run through the gameplay. The point is you doing a whole bunch of witchcraft shit, a whole bunch of rituals and sacrifices in order to like level up your weapon and make it the best. So my point is, even if you're somebody like me who just likes to play shooting zombies, all I want to do is shoot the zombies, you have no choice but to do the sacrifices and the witchcraft to even get to a normal point in the game where you could level up your gun. Like if all you wanted to do was shoot and kill and level up your gun, you couldn't possibly do it on this game without engaging in satanic doctrine. And I'm telling you, it is not a game out here. When we say entertainment, the question is, what are you allowing to entertain yourself, your brain, your family, your children? Like, what are you really entertaining your mind with? With devils? Like, let's get real. And if you think I'm bullshitting and I'm lying and I'm playing, go look up the game, Shadows of Evil, Black Ops 3. Go find out what your child is in there playing. Go look it up and watch a YouTube video about what it really means. And I challenge you as a parent in the brown community. I challenge you. This is the new Instagram, Twitter, ice bucket challenge. Like, no, I don't fuck with none of that shit. Like, no. For real, go look it up. Go pay attention to what your kids is watching. Like I'm telling you right now. Alright? So it flipped me out. In the game, there's several symbols. You can't have good old witchcraft without some symbols. Or, better yet, sigils. That's Sigils. Go ahead and look those up too. In the game Shadows of Evil, they have several sigils all over some of the devices that they use to do the sacrifices. On several places they have statues with lesser beasts. These sigils are basically symbols, but they're handwritten and created based on a set of words that you're using for your spell. If you are familiar with Supernatural, then you know...
The show?
Yeah, the show. You have an idea of what sigils are. They always get in a pretty fucked up situation, and then they're like sigils drawn on the ground or on the wall, and it looks flippin' sweet. You know what I'm saying? So, it's used in witchcraft. It gives you, it represents something. So it gives you some type of ability or power or opportunity. It unleashes something. It does something. It's the power of words and language. When I looked up the sigils in the game, I am not lying to you. It's from Aleister Crowley's transcription of a satanic document or book or spell book from like the year 1425, I believe. Like, I really need y'all to pay attention. If you call yourself an atheist and you out here playing these games, I'm going to tell you, like every single movie about hoodoo and voodoo, it don't matter whether you don't believe in them spirits or not. That is not going to protect you from getting taken up and used and being possessed by the evil and the spirits and being brainwashed. And we're gonna have a whole nother episode about brainwashing and programming. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a real programmer on here that's gonna tell y'all for real what it's about. Like, it's not games out here. Y'all really think y'all out here just playing video games? Like, some video games, they really aren't games. And so one thing that I learned about, even just trying to remember like what these games were about, one thing I get is that when you're a child, what were you saying about that? You see things, you see instructions on the screen, and you do it. You just follow the instructions and you do it. You don't fully comprehend why you're doing the things that you're doing.
It's objectives. You just do this thing. You go to school, do this thing. You go home, do this thing. So now you're playing a game, do this thing to get here, but you're doing it because you want to for fun, but you don't really question it.
Yeah. There's a lack of questioning in the thought process of whether this is right or wrong. And it's very unfortunate to see, you know, I don't know what your religion is, whoever you are. If you atheist, of course, it's not a big deal. If you do have a religion that is against some type of Lucifer or Satan or evil entity, do you really think that this is the type of game that your child should be playing? Because that's who my questions are for. Like, the people who, you have morals and you have standards, but what are your children doing? What are they putting into their mind and their body? What are they putting into their brain? Like, it's COVID right now. Like, your kids, what are they doing for 3 months right now? What are you doing?
Gaming. Although this ain't the first time in recent history. The 2007, 8, 9 economic collapse in the world, really. Same thing. You know, everybody's just gaming now, and there's nothing else you can really do except go to school. If you lived in the U.S. in 2010, you remember Snowpocalypse. And same thing, you know, if you live in any areas that get hit by the disasters which cancel school for extended periods of time, but you still have power, you are gaming. And so, before you continue, I just want to say critical thinking is really important in whatever you're doing, and a lot of the games, not necessarily zombies, but in Spec Ops Line and Battlefield and other Call of Duties, battle tanks, like in all these games, it's all war, it's all dudes killing dudes. That's human history, that's the human condition, that's the human experience. It'll be probably a while before we ever really get away from it, but it is
Art imitating life.
Yeah, it's in our nature, and we know it, and we're deeply flawed people. So accept it or change it, whatever the case. But as an adolescent growing up, at some point, the context behind the actions in the game that you're doing, you start to want more information. Whether it could start off with the story. So for me, it was Halo. Like, okay, you're the only Spartan. Where's everybody else? You start reading the books or the lore outside the game. We've got Wikipedia now, so you don't even have to wait. You can just look it up.
It's there.
There's the official Wikipedia and the encyclopedia, and then there's the fan Wikipedias, where a bunch of people who love this game equally as you do put lots of time and man hours into building the lore according to official and somewhat unofficial channels about whatever you're looking at. And it's from everything from games and TV. So it could be a small hunger for knowledge about what's going on in the game to then contextual information about what you're doing in the game. Not
to obsession.
It could be an obsession. Like, I was obsessed with Halo. I really was in 2007, 8. Oh yeah, believe, finish the fight. Oh yeah, I was all about that. But it's all contextual. It's all critical thinking. It's all when you get your progress report or your report card, especially if you're in elementary school, and it's like blah blah blah. You did this. You did that. You did this. Lacks what's the word? Not critical thinking. It's problem solving. Like
And comprehension.
Comprehension and problem solving is super important. There's a lot of times where I'm watching my nieces or nephews do a task. It could be anything from gaming to just things they want to do or things that they actually need help with. And it's like, here are the tools. Figure it out. Like, I'm not going to tell you everything. Just try. And they, it's adults too who don't try, whether it's because of a lack of interest or they're just not paying attention. Try. Just figure it out. Like, here's a phone. You just bought this phone? Okay, well, play with it before you read the manual. Can you figure it out? Is there something new, different from yours? Same thing with games. Figure it out, play things, and then use your curiosity and your thirst for knowledge to get that extra contextual information. Super important. And just pay attention. Like Spec Ops Line is super important. It's Halo, it's not really as important, but here's some tasks, do the things. Okay, so now, as you get older, why are you doing these things? Go, and then figure stuff out. So, continue.
Yeah, look into it. And, but it's very important what you said, like, about the awareness. And you got to keep in mind that the smarter that your children are, they may be doing the same thing. But what will happen when they go down the rabbit hole? So I remember very specifically for me, and I'm about to read this poem because I we don't really got into it in this episode. Extended play, episode number 1. I remember being obsessed with Queen of the Damned. I remember being obsessed with who wrote that? I don't even remember. The writer of that book series, though, like I was slightly obsessed. I remember The Vampire Lestat. I remember Interview with the Vampire. Like, I remember, Anne Rice. Like, I was so obsessed. Like, I was obsessed with vampires to the point where I wanted to see, like, is vampires really real? And to the point where I was flipping delusional. And it literally led me, like, to witchcraft and, like, to wilder and crazier things. And so it's very important for you as an adult to definitely look into the things that you're doing, especially if you're an atheist, because I really want you to understand that shit is deeper than you could even imagine, or you would not even consider being an atheist. And so, at the end of the day, you got to have a thirst for knowledge and always want to understand what's going on. But understand, if you have children, they're the same way. But how are they going to take it when they look it up? You got them playing GTA. They're saying inappropriate things in the game already, killing people and murdering people and killing the cops. Like, that's nothing compared to the things that they're saying in the game that they may Google, the things that the actions that they may take away from the game in the back of their mind when they may throw a temper tantrum and lunch out. And, what if they really do have a mental issue? But then they replicate something in the game, and then they end up in juvenile detention for the rest of their life. Like, it's just, one small thing could turn into a decision that changes your entire life. And so with that said, before you take a shit on EA Sports, EA Games.
EA. It's in the game.
In the game. Take a dump.
EA
on
Sports.
The game.
It's in the game.
I'm going to read my poem, guys, and thank you for sticking through. Like I said, we on the extended play, man, episode 1. It just got real deep, and I hope y'all banging with us. This poem, I haven't given it a name yet. I think it'll be Amen or the prayer. The cycle. Which one? Labeled insanity. So challenging, I wonder why. Why is deceit their game? Played oh so well. Positively lying faces, therapeutic distractions, manipulated themes. What do you see? Layers, alternate realms within self, subliminal reality surpassed, Manchurian candidate achieved, soulless choices where morals are hapless and nothing is ever the same. I fear your brains are better off fed to the dead. Amen. Gotta love it. Hey, shout out to Sadie Cartier Poetry Collection. Listen, every episode I'm gonna hit y'all with some fresh poetic dope. And I hope y'all banging with it. Like that one I actually wrote it for this episode. I really hope y'all banging with it. Like I had to sit and meditate for a couple days. Like this shit is near and dear to my heart. We not just talking about anything out here. This really is the real black, the real brown, the real experience. Being me, being us, being in America in 2020. Like 90s babies. This shit is crazy. Like
Real world. Mad real world, son. Hoboken.
Hoboken.
Alright, what's our runtime at before I go on EA?
Go ahead, man. It's extended play. This our first episode. Either the fans is banging with it or they not.
Give me the book.
We're not gonna cut ourselves short.
Alright, let me see what we're working with. There's a bunch of, this episode is all over the place. We wanted to talk about so much.
Yeah,
we had like game companies and
oh,
like,
I had a question.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that was my end question. My bad.
Okay.
This whole line right here.
Okay. So, well, I guess we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
So EA sucks. They've been voted the worst company, one of the worst companies in America for several times.
Wow.
All of EA, everything after probably 2010 sports games wise, is basically a copy paste new roster of the same game over and over again. The last FIFAs and NBAs in particular, I don't know about Madden, but the last FIFAs and NBAs in particular are so egregious that the loading screen had the same assets from NBA 2K19. So here's the same game. We just brushed up the graphics a little bit.
Do better.
The menus, and here is the same software. Everything's the same. That's
Do better.
That's unacceptable. There needs to be gaps in between these games now for it to be worth a $60 purchase. If you're gonna release the game once and do what Destiny's doing, or Rainbow Six, and it's been out for 5, 6, 7 years, and just update the roster, cool.
Updates.
Maybe these people are actual people and they're worth money, so maybe you'll have to buy them. Cool. Except in FIFA's case, where it's just, I don't know what's going on with FIFA. I'm not a soccer guy. Well, I love soccer, but in real life, not the game. But same thing. They've got their own problems.
Shout out to soccer.
They've got their own issues to the point where several countries are suing EA because of the loot box fiasco, and that's everything from Star Wars Battlefront, which has more or less been not resolved, but just swept under the rug, I guess. But that was the precursor to a lot of what's happening now in regards to like Sweden and England and the loot boxes and even the U.S. laws for several states regarding online gambling and how it's perceived.
Shout out to gambling.
And how it's perceived and protections for kids and, okay, it's not a casino, so should you have to display your odds for winning certain items? Yes, because it is still gambling. If you're going to let me buy this item, thing, or whatever outright, then okay, maybe you don't have to. But EA's getting that money by not doing that. And so several countries have even changed their entire law regarding online gambling and gambling.
Shout out to gambling.
In order to fight EA, and EA is just, FIFA's their moneymaker, and they're not having it. They're not trying to do it. It's been a while since I kept up with it, since this whole year has been a mess, and there are bigger fish to fry. But yeah. So EA, you make Battlefield 3 Remastered, and other than that, you guys suck. And the only thing you have going for you is EA Sports. It's in the game. That's it. Nobody else likes you.
That shit about to be out the window too. Cause I don't know what y'all got going on, Joe, with the sports teams. But I mean, come on, where's Is Colin Kaepernick still being put in EA Sports games?
That is.
Like, how does that look? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the future like for anybody who stands up and protests?
Shout out to the Washington football team.
Wow, yeah, the unknown name. Shout out to all the teams that are like losing their symbols and their titles and are absolutely lost and confused.
Outrage culture is BS. Cancel culture is BS. Stop it. We have bigger fish to fry. People are literally dying. Stop making changes to things we didn't ask for. I don't care about the SERP. I don't care about Uncle Ben's rice. Get these laws changed. That's what we want.
That's what he wants. That's what the Oreo wants. Shout out to the Oreo Mobius. I don't believe cancel culture is bullshit. I believe stand for something or stand for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Something,
So
but not
believe
literally everything.
Not literally everything.
Which
and
is
then you
what's
talk about the
happening.
fad. You talking about fads. Fad motherfuckers. Like, that's different. And then this COVID shit got everybody wanting to protest about anything and everything because they ain't got nothing to do but watch the news anyway because they ain't got no job no more. Like, that's different. Your whole future is falling apart. Like, and your eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? But the people that's out there who life been falling apart and they out there protesting, like, come on. I'm standing for it. I'm with it. At the end of the day, it got to be a step A and a step B and a step C. You can't just do step A and think E, G, and F. Like, who gonna do E, G, and F? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
at least come up with a team and a squad and come up with a plan at the end of the day. Like, come on. Anyway,
Shout out to Dad Tuning.
I have no clue who these guys giving shout outs to. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for joining us on the Unknowns Unknown podcast. You know, the final thing that I want to leave you with on my Jerry Springer, my final thought is, don't let the TV raise your kid. Don't let...
The 80s.
I don't want to be racist, but don't let white America, bro. Like, don't let... Like, who's in charge of the programming? Who's in charge of the programming, bro? Don't let Ubisoft raise your kids. Don't let Bethesda raise your kids. Don't let Bungie raise your kids. Shout out to Bungie.
We like Bungie.
Don't let
Shout out to Tom
Activision
Howard.
raise your kids. Shout out to Activision.
No,
Don't let the
Activision
government
sucks.
raise your kids. Fuck Activision. Don't let CNN raise your kids. Don't let the Disney Channel raise your kids. Don't let... Oh shit, don't let Viacom raise your kids. Viacom own all the fucking TV programming. Don't let them raise your kids. Raise your own kids. That's my final thought. Hit us up on Instagram, the Unknown Unknowns. You're going to replace the O's with a zeros. You're going to put a period. Then it's the Unknowns. You're going to replace the S and make it a 5. It's the Unknown period Unknowns. Man, hit us on Instagram. Let us know what y'all think about our first episode. We're going to hit you up with another banger next week and the week after that. And another one. And another one. Another one. We're going to kill the scene. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for joining us on the podcast. It's your girl Shady Cartier and Big Little Bro.
I'm Mobius. I've been here.
Yep, in and out. Alright, y'all. See y'all episode number 2.